Ready for another MPG hybrid stunt drive? This is a 2016 Chevrolet Malibu Hybrid. It has less than 1,000 miles on it. I'm going to put it on my back road route and see how high I can crank the MPGs over about 10 miles or so of nice, easy country and small town driving. We'll let this truck go by because, hey, we don't hold anybody up. And we're going to reset. And away we go. We're starting with just 4 bars on the battery. Engine's kicking in right away because I stepped on the pedal just a little bit too much. I'll let off. We'll get into a glide. And I'm going to switch the display to my favorite, which is the total power display. This shows you how much engine power and how much battery power. Right now we've got engine power, driving the wheels, and charging up the battery. It's a pretty good thing. Also, I'm going to shut the AC off. So, beginning of that ride could have been a lot better than it was. Let's see if we can make it back. Right now we're running off battery power, gliding at 40 miles per hour. And we have a right turn to make up here. You can see we're going up, a bit of an incline, so the engine kicks in. Our turn's coming up. We're going to get some regen happening. Putting some juice back into the battery. We're going to glide up this hill. Oh, the engine kicked in. We'll crest the hill. And we will glide down to the stop. This is a 25-mile-an-hour road. We're doing 25. This is a twisty, turny road. It's got a nice drop, so we will get all that juice back up into the battery. Coasting away in battery power. There, the engine just kicked in for a minute. Let's go back to battery power. The Malibu's pretty good about climbing light hills and battery power, as long as you've got juice in the battery. Now we crested. Much of this is downhill from here on in. So I'm going to be foot off largely. Again, this is a 25-mile-an-hour road, and I'm doing about 32 right now. Pickup truck coming the other way. Not holding anybody up. That noise you heard was just the GoPro stopping. So I'm going to reach over and start it again. Sometimes it does that, and I don't really know why. So we're doing about 40 right now, and I am on the brakes because I want to charge this battery up. GoPro just kicked out again. Let's start it up one more time. I'm not sure if it's the case or the GoPro itself. So again, you see all that juice going back into the battery. And if I go over to the thermometer style gauge, you see it's pinned all the way over to the right. Efficiency gauge right now, I'm sitting right in the middle because I'm not on the brakes. Total power, we're actually just using a little bit of battery now because it's kind of flat. It's going to drop again. we're doing about 27. Real twisty coming up. And you've got to hug the right side up here because it's such a skinny road. There's no line. No engine at all. We're just cruising on battery power, getting some regen when we can. Alrighty. We got nothing coming either way, so we're gonna just creep out. This GoPro's making me crazy. And we're coming up to a traffic light. We're gonna take a right here. No traffic coming. Ease out over the bridge. That's the Delaware Raritan Canal. And this bridge is the Millstone River. Engine is actually on right now. I'm going to take it up to 35 and let off. Now we're under battery power. And let's see if we can climb this hill at 32. Battery power. We're at about 30 right now, but less. Still under battery power, doing really well. And you know the speed limit here is 30. You do not want to speed here in town because the cops are tough. Still gliding under battery power. I'm going to let off right here. Get a tiny bit of regen happening. Doing really well easing up this hill. Now on this route, I produced some crazy numbers with the Prius C and then with the 2016 Prius, the brand new version. That one was just off the charts. I don't expect anywhere near those numbers in the Malibu. There's nothing that can touch the Prius right now as far as efficiency goes. It is the king when it comes to gliding. Got a right turn here on the brakes. And I call this road the hump test road because we have humps ahead. Woohoo! Doesn't do so well on the hump test. We hit that at about 12. I'm going to slow this one down to about 10. A little better. Still, we're gliding under battery power. You know, if you're one of those people that accelerates and brakes, this road would beat your car up. It's a 25 mile an hour road, but you're never going to hit 25 with these humps, ever. It's kind of pointless, unless you have something that you could just fly over. That was tough. And you see the battery's down at 4 nuggets again. We're going to get a little bit more juice back in here going down this hill. Someone sent me a new GoPro. And we're gonna ease out again. Here comes the engine. as brutal as the ones on the other road. Get another 25-mile-an-hour road. We crest, and we're going to get back into a glide. So now we're going to go down a long grade, doing about 28, 29 miles an hour. And we never really need to kick the engine in here until we go and then cross the intersection. So in town, this system is just dynamite. It's done really, really well. Nothing coming that way, nothing coming this way. And there, the engine just kicked in there at the end. Another glide on the brakes to regen early. Nothing coming. Another 25-mile-an-hour road. On the throttle, a little bit heavier. There's the engine. I'm going to let off because we've got a four-way stop up here. Right back into regen. So these in-town situations where you're accelerating and you're on the brakes are great for hybrids because you're constantly putting electricity back into the battery. Your efficiency levels go way up. Really is best case. City is best case scenario for hybrids. One more stop. And we'll roll out from here. We got somebody behind us, so we're not going to go slow. We're going to take it up to the limit, which is 25 again. And actually, we're at 35. Get right into a glide. Battery power, speed limit here is 35. We're doing just under 40. And you can hear the engine kick in. Go to 45. I'm up the speed, I'm off the throttle, and now I'm actually putting a little bit of electricity back in the battery. Now as I'm gliding, I'm under electric power, and I come up to this tight turn here on the brake a little bit, glide through it. You want to use the hills as much as possible. Use gravity, use inertia to make it easier on your energy usage. 45 miles an hour, I'm up to about 48. And again, I am just gliding. This is a stunt drive. This is not normal case. You're going to do this every day on every road. This really is one of the best case scenarios that I've been able to put together for hybrids. Shows how well the systems do. The one disappointment I had with this was with the Accord hybrid. It was last year, the year before, and I did it in the middle of the winter. And winter is really tough. Really, really tough on hybrids. Today, let's see, what is it, 76 degrees. I had the AC on before. Now, I've just got the blower on. Don't have the AC on anymore. It's that about all. And we're going to be turning right up here in a little bit. Now this whole time I have not looked to see what my tally is. We're going to turn on to Harringtown Road here. And this one can be tough to get up. Here we go, right away. We're into the engine power. So let's take a look and see where we are. Right now it's saying average fuel economy 59.4. The GoPro kicked out again. But because we're going to climb up this hill, our fuel economy average is going to drop because the engine's running. There's no way you can get around it. Some hills you can do under electric power, some hills, just not going to happen. So our average fuel economy is dropping. And I am just under the limit. There's no one behind me. It's 35 mile an hour road. I'm doing about 32. Our fuel economy is dropping pretty quickly. All those big gains we made back in town disappearing. I gotta take that case apart and see what's going on. Battery power, gliding in the flat. Watch our numbers go back up again slowly. And I know for some of you this is as exciting as watching paint dry. You probably aren't watching until this point, if you feel that way about it. But Malibu is the real deal as far as hybrids go. Stacks right up there with the rest of the sedans. Really, really well. I'm doing a normal review of this for Autobytel, so you want to check that out. I'll include a link someplace, probably down in the description. And I gotta say, if you like this, hit the like button. And if you really like it, share it. And you got questions, ask them in the comments. You got comments. Let's hear about it. What do you think about the Malibu Hybrid? Have you driven it? Do you want to drive it? Would you rather just go for a Volt? Or do you want to just get a new camera? Crazy. Real tight up here on the Princeton Ridge. Now right now this car has 813 miles on it. It would be interesting to try this with a car that's been broken in a bit more. This really is about as brand new as it gets. And we'll do this little stretch of road under battery power. Watch our numbers get up a little bit. Right now we are looking at 55 average miles per gallon, and we've traveled 8.6 miles. Great part about a hybrid is when you're sitting, waiting to pull out, the engine is off, and you're not wasting any gasoline. No problem creeping away under battery power here. We've got a nice long hill in front of us. Get on the throttle and immediately get off and get into the glide. Can't go any faster than we're going. Can't accuse me of holding anyone up on this road. On the brakes again, coming up to the stop sign. Pumping electricity back into the battery. And we're into our home stretch. Let's see if we can get away from here. Completely under battery power. Speed limit is 35. We're going to accelerate all the way up to 35 just using the battery. Here we go, we're good. When you get into stretches like that on a short run, it'll really pump your numbers up. Huge. Conversely, if you tap into the gasoline engine, that's where your numbers go down. And you try to avoid it whenever you can. Always good to keep your battery level up. There's our third set of humps. These are nice gradual humps, no problem here. Still running off battery power. We got enough to get us all the way to our destination. We are at 9.9 miles at this juncture, 10 miles. And it's looking pretty good. That was too fast. It was about 25 over that hump. Should I tell you where we are? 60.6. Not too shabby. Doing the speed limit, not holding anybody up. Not using any gasoline. So we had a bit of a rough start there. I tapped into the gasoline engine early on when we first took off. If I did this again, I think I could do better, but I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing right now. Got another four-way stop. Nothing's coming. I can just creep away. Never kick in the engine. And we got one more stop here, and we're going to go across Main Street. Nothing that way, nothing this way. I can just ease across. And here we go. We've reached the end of our test. 10.5 miles. Let me fetch this camera. And there you go. 10.5 miles, 63.4.